I forgot all the topics. This should be great.
This is good. We're just going to wing it, too. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tough Questions. This is a time when Brian Skowronski is going to let me, Marc Sleeckx, act like a little bit of Joe Rogan and ask him some tough questions and fulfill all my fantasies of being on a podcast.
Wow. Is this your first time?
Kind of. You know, I've done some live events and stuff, but as far as talking on a podcast, you know, I see you guys down here doing your thing, and I'm like, man, if I could only be as cool as the OH.Report crew, and I got to find a way to get in there somehow so that I can be in here with you guys doing cool things, because you guys' studio is pretty nice.
We appreciate that, man. So puff your cherry on cool stuff, and hey, you're in control right now. I'm just going to answer questions, whatever you want to throw at me.
Okay.
I'll try to volley it right back.
Let's start off quick and keep it interesting. Like, let's just get you warmed up. What do you eat for breakfast? Like, what's your favorite breakfast food?
My favorite breakfast food would definitely be bacon, eggs, and I like toast on the side. If I can get an omelet, that's preferred. I like hot sauce on top of it. My thing that I'm currently doing, and I have been doing for a long time actually, is that I intermittent fast, and I have cut breakfast out. I'll just drink a water, and I'll put a little bit of collagen stuff in there, and then I'll drink a cup of coffee. If I'm good, I won't put no cream in there, but I gotta have cream, and then I put whipped cream on top, and then, you know, I dessert it out. But that's my excuse for not having breakfast. I get that sugar.
Okay, so you in that mix, you did say that you don't do breakfast.
I try not to, but if I'm eating breakfast, that's what I would prefer. I don't really actually want the sweets. I want it in my drink, the coffee. I want to have a little bit of sugar, but I just like, you know, the hearty. Get me some bacon, eggs, toast.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that's great. Honestly, that was a lot. That was too much for me, honestly.
Well, you said that we were going to warm up. I didn't know you were going to dive into breakfast. That's the beginning of my day, bro. Like, I try to keep that behind closed doors.
So how many times do you eat breakfast?
I would say on average less than half a day a week, because I really don't. But I'll eat breakfast food. I just have breakfast food for dinner. But
why don't you eat breakfast? Like, you should take care. You know, you should wake up. You know, obviously breakfast is healthy.
Is bacon and eggs and toast healthy with my sugar coffee? Maybe. I don't know.
That's a good question.
They go back and forth on eggs, huh? Like, have scientists finally discovered, is it good for you? Should I have a yolk in my day, or should I
just
cut
eat
it out?
Egg white?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, my grandpappy lived 90 years, you know, smoking 3 packs a day
and eating probably eggs for breakfast.
Eating, you know, like, come on, we're got food that's like nutritionally, scientifically got the stuff we need. It's got the vitamins, it's got the nutrients, packed in like a granola bar. It's more nutrition than our grandpappy had for 3 months.
That's probably true.
And maybe like a little micro gummy.
But at the same time, they didn't have like the processed bull crap that we put in our bodies from day to day. But our body, I think, probably scientifically speaking, some of it is more digestible than just eating the pure foods that they did. But it's always been recommended, even still today, the whole foods. That's what you want. And I do think sometimes when you have all of it mashed up into one little convenient
protein bar. Does it matter though? Does all of this even matter, or does the guy that has literally ate a Big Mac his entire life is like 65?
I think happiness matters, and whatever you can find that happy balance typically can carry.
So does working out matter for the person, or like?
Yeah, everyone's an individual, and if it works for you, I think that's always what you should gear.
Where
your
does the line
towards.
Of like needing to tell someone you need to probably start, and then they're like, but it makes me happy?
Yeah, dude, I love it, and I try to preach this to my family all the time, and my wife most particularly, is that like I used to work out every single day, probably 6 days a week. Like I went hard in the paint on that, and I could never get her to do it more than just a couple of days at a time. And I would express to her, this gets my endorphins like popping more than anything. And if I have a good hard workout, you said you wanted to be Joe Rogan today, I understand what he means. When I have a crazy workout while I'm so tired in the shower, when I'm done, the rest of my day feels pretty sharp. It's pretty good. It's like, man, listen, I get to just come sit and talk.
Working out in the morning rather than at night is the better option.
Well, there's a lot of studies, and I know that one of your hard questions, I was privy to this one. You want to talk about the super rich. What do they do? Most of them, Mark, is they're waking up early, the 5 a.m. club, the 6 a.m. club. They're up there. They're making sure that they're prepared for the day before you even start yours, man. And that's how they can go after it fierce. They attack. They have information. And they typically don't get that much sleep. So I'm kind of cut from that cloth.
Yeah.
I don't value sleep that much. 6 hours is cool with me.
Sure. And we're asking, I can kind of ask these questions because I know you a little bit more. So the 5 a.m. club, that is so true. Like, you know, that the people that wake up at 5 a.m. and get it
they are getting it.
Are you know, they live for something different than most people.
Yeah.
And that, like, the grit comes with, I guess that, you know, but, so you kind of told me, and we were talking about, like, you know, feeling like you finally made it, like, not made it, but you're in a spot where you really needed to be 4 or 5 years ago. Like, you know, you really needed to have this, you know, we
need to take the next steps.
And so when, gosh, so you took that leap to start your own business at what age?
33.
And you said it kind of took you a little bit more later in life to kind of hit your stride. Like like in the beginning, you kind of just wanted to have fun more.
And I did, for sure. I lost my father, unfortunately, at an early age before I turned 16 years old. And so that tainted what I got out of my life in terms of what I valued for a long time, where I was looking for just a quick fill the vibe for a little bit.
Right.
And that's why I didn't figure out what was important and what I should really actually be dedicating my time towards if I'm trying to progressively take steps. And that comes with being an individual and an adult, figuring out the right path for you. And I do feel like moving specifically to Ohio from Colorado was the best move that I ever made. 21 years old. You know, I wasn't doing real good in college. I got good, fun experiences. Some of my favorite friends and people of all time. I'm going to keep coming and seeing you guys in Denver because we have an amazing time, man. I just brought my wife home, who actually has a strange connection with them. A lot of the kids that I roomed with when I was in college, my favorite kids, were from Westminster, which is a suburb of Denver. And my wife, ironically, went to little kids' school with them, and they have pictures together in yearbooks, and we didn't know, you know what I mean? Like, we came together in strange weird ways.
That is cool.
And we still stay in touch. It's fun, man.
You guys have a similar story to me and my wife, how you met in high school. And
well, I don't want to make this all about me, so yeah.
No. I want to keep going. Does it take an experience like one you had to accelerate to be in a spot where you like? Do you think the kind of circumstances you were in, because even when you moved to Ohio, you weren't really going guns out like you are now? Like, I'm just kind of, like, I knew you back in the day a little bit before you started the company. And, like, but you really started kind of going after it once you started the company. Does it take going all in, realizing I have to go get a 9 to 5 if this doesn't work out, like, to feed my kids? Like,
that's what it was for me.
100, like, the drive was just that.
It had to be, sink or swim for me. I got fired from my job point blank, and I had to figure out right away because I got denied unemployment, which rightfully should have been mine. It was a bad situation. I had 2 kids. One of them was young, my boy. So, sorry about that. I just got a package delivered. Actually, this is always an exciting time. I'm glad that I can tell this to you right here. Stitch Fix. They sent me clothes, and I told you I was going to up my wardrobe. Me and Mark we're doing a little bit of traveling. We're doing some video production, and we both went out, and we were looking a little bit scuzzy, and people said that they thought we was truck drivers in Detroit. So I decided to get my game up. And, hey, speaking of getting my game up with my merch, how about the new stuff that we're going to be rolling out here at OH.Report? Mark's got it on. I've got it on, too. That's right. OH.Report official merch featuring the logos that we make ourselves, and I know sometimes we take a little bit of criticism. Oh my gosh, just use our school logo. When you're on OH.Report, we try to make it a little bit more unique and tailored to what we do here. We try to have fun, we try to keep it young, but at the same time, we try to placate, I guess, to grandparents and parents, everybody. But we do have a little bit more like anime style graphics, and we're going to start rolling these out. You can buy them on our website coming up soon. So sorry to get off on that tangent. Yeah, bro, I had to make it. Make it so
do you think, hold on, I got another tough question for you. Do you think if this would have happened to you at 20,
getting released from my job,
released from your job, did you have a kid at 23 yet? No,
my first kid was at 24.
At 24, okay. So say it was at 24 or even 23, whatever, or 21, if any of that changes the answer. Do you lost your job and you get this idea to start your own business? Think back of your immaturity, and because everybody's immature at 21 still. Like, you don't really, like, 21 to 25. I feel like is a big difference.
I wasn't ready. I mean, ask my wife. It took my child being born, who is now a 13-year-old daughter, for me to start taking my family put a little bit more thought into that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting yelled at by my wife. What?
For you to go. For you to grow up, yeah. And I was thinking back to, like, I asked you that question. I was thinking back to at 23, could I have, like, to start this business? Absolutely not. Like, to start this business and, what you had. Because I seen what kind of hustle you guys had and where you were at some points.
At very first, OH.Report, people thought that we were a real legit company, and it was just me out there hustling 6 days a week. Right. I was making a video a week and just putting out a highlight a day and doing new stuff that had not been seen here. But would I have been ready? I wasn't ready yet. The only reason that this worked for us is because I was established personality. I just got done doing cool stuff. I covered the Cleveland Cavaliers 4 straight years, going to the NBA Finals. I was out there at the World Series. I had front row awesome seats for that as a media pundit.
Yeah, and you got your start on air. Yeah,
I had established myself here in this community, and that's the only reason that it worked, where I just bet on myself.
100%.
And I always give love and appreciation, adulation to, Ashland football for letting me into the locker room. Zach Huff was the first person that really handed me a paycheck and was like, yeah, go make us a video for Lady Rams state Final Four. So certain people believing in you got my hustle started. Great company. I always shout out Ohio Eye Associates was my first real sponsor that I made videos just for them. I was doing really cool. The spotlight, this big long video intro. I was getting inside both locker rooms. We were giving you a 15-minute look at the game. Like, we were doing some stuff at the beginning, and it's all kind of evolved now where we have to give you little smaller morsels just because we're doing so much more. I'm not just covering one game a day. We probably average 3 or 4 games a day. So me establishing myself, the hunger, the drive, I had to feed my kids at first. Right. And we didn't have a whole lot of people giving us money because they were like, what are you?
I think the key takeaway is
what is BS Media?
Right. Facebook. Your age. Like, knowing people, I think in any business that you're going to start is so big. Like, if you don't have that support system of a few people believing in you, then you don't. So, like, what could you give, like, somebody that wants to start something, or I guess get into the media world, and what advice would you give them to start? Like, I guess I could give some advice. Like, when I started in the media world, I was like, Peter McKinnon was a dude on YouTube, and I started watching him a few times like this. And I was like, and actually that's not true. I started shooting pictures for real estate on my drone, and then it was like, I started learning the settings, and I was like, all right, let's do some videos while I'm up there because there's some pretty nice views. And so I would just put that out, and that was kind of, drones were new, and everybody was like, wow, like, these shots are crazy just coming from a local guy.
Ohio Drone Perspective, by the way, if you don't follow him on Facebook, has done some really cool stuff.
I need to get back on my separate video game, but like, I was telling people, like, everybody knows me as the drone guy, and I hate it because, like, I want to be like, we do so much more than just drones. Like, drones,
be the video
drones
guy.
Is just the video guy. Drones are just such a small portion of what we do. Like, it's like, I do love drone. I'm good at so, but
yeah, what we're talking about, man. I'm a businessman.
Yeah. So that's something you could do. Go get a drone and go fly it around, like, your parks. And I was saying, do you have to do stuff for free in the beginning? I feel like a lot, or something that you may not feel like, like, you do a really good video. Your first video that you make as a creator should be like your masterpiece, something that you work on like over and over and over, and like takes you a couple weeks to make. And just do it on, like, something free. Do it something. I did it for almost, I did it, the just state parks and, in the fall, or
got to get that practice in, man. Yeah. You have to get out to cool locations to do what you do. And to answer your question, I think that's good advice from you. You got to hustle real hard. But what I always preach, and I tell to the people who work for OH.Report, and I give a lot of respect to our guys doing this for us, is that I just say, you get one chance at a video, why don't you put out something that's really good? Take some time and polish it up. We don't rush like we're a news team and we have to get the story in front of you.
Yeah, but you kind of have to rush some videos.
We get it out that day, but at the same time,
I feel like there's a few. I feel like there should be a few videos where people, like, it's clean. People know that, it doesn't need to be much. Like I guess a you know, you guys have been building your presets and stuff for basketball games and getting those graphics really cool. But like every once in a while, like it would be cool to like put out like a masterpiece, something that you literally go back to your chair from like a month or 2 months or 3 months straight and just keep working on that. Like what that video is, I don't know. And I don't even know if these masterpiece type footage works anymore on social media. It's all like 10-second clips. Like people are just watching 10 seconds.
We don't have that kind of time.
Like, right.
Unless we're doing
and that's a different business. That's a
look at a season. But I know that's always been a dream of yours, just to get paid for one big project for a couple of months and put all of your focus into that.
I know it.
It's just called fundraising. You got to get people, like you said, to believe in you.
And the only reason I brought up the drone thing was because like I'm not even pushing to go get other videos right now, because we kind of have all the videos that we need and we can pick and choose.
And what we should do, since we're about to be traveling a lot to some destination cities, we should go around town and build up your portfolio.
But why? But I don't even know if I can even have time. Like I maybe in the future when we need it, but I don't think we don't need it.
It's coming
in the future.
We
got enough to worry about this year.
Yeah, there's a lot on our plate. I know you too. So let's talk. Let me throw one hard question at you. I know this is your podcast and you're in control here, but hey, you got baby number 2 due in any time. We don't really know. My guess is that it's going to be 8 days to 14 days from now. So that's quick. You're moving out of your home. You don't have a place to live yet until your other home opens up. So for you, what would you say is your top anxiety when you're by yourself and you're really thinking, what do you think, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do this and accomplish this? Does anything worry you?
Yeah, I guess the feeling I have right now is the feeling, if you're a person that likes to be late, you won't know this feeling, or that doesn't care. But if you're a person that has to be a little early to everything every single time, like me, that's kind of the feeling I have. But I feel like I'm late. But there's nothing I can do, because like I told you before, but you know, I have like 13 days to be out of my house. I got a big pod, which I got to shout out this company out in Lucas. I got to look it up. I'm pull it up while I talk. But
free plug.
Yeah.
Coming.
Yeah, so I got to fill that up in 13 days, and you know, it's like, do you can't, like, I guess I should start moving like some stuff, but
boxes
like,
and stuff.
Pushing the back, but why not do it when I have 3 of my buddies just, you know, come over and we just bust it out in half a day.
We'll get it.
But yeah, that's I guess my biggest.
So
fear.
anything that's your biggest fear is just getting everything packed up.
Yeah, and I have chickens. I got to move the coop, and I have fish.
Yep.
That I have to. I'm probably just gonna sell them all.
Your shrimps too. I know you got quite the collection out there.
I have thousands of shrimps. I'm gonna probably sell them all and just start fresh. But that's what people don't know. I mean, and aquarium enthusiasts have been for like 5 years.
A crustacean expert, low key.
Yeah. It's just something weird. Like people are like, the shrimps, like the gray shrimps. Like, you eat these shrimps? No, I don't eat them. They're like the width of a penny, and they're like blue and green and yellow, and they go in your aquarium, and you know, they just brighten up.
They look nice.
Yeah, you put them in a Planet aquarium, they look nice. Some of the ugly ones, I guess people will breed them to like feed, but most of the time they're worth more, looking good.
Eye candy. I feel you.
Some exotic plecos and stuff, but I just got one of those the other day.
Very cool, man. Yeah. Well, hey, do you want to throw any of these hard questions at me?
Yeah.
Let's start with one real quick.
Okay, yeah. So let's start with so what do you? So I mean, I guess the media giant around here, the one that everyone kind of thinks of. I don't know, maybe before OH.Report or not. Kind of been a legacy in Mansfield forever, a staple. I don't want to say the name, probably because of the FAA or something, coming and censoring me and suing me for some reason. But
for saying the name of a company?
No.
You feel like maybe a Navy SEAL's going to kick in the window and it might be over for us?
No, that's what I'm worried about. If somebody's listening, if we got the people, censoring.
Are we bugged in here? You always could be, and that's one thing to consider at all times when you're speaking.
And no, that's like people. No, dude. I mean, my phone is on and unlocked. That means somebody is listening to us.
Fair.
And
me too.
So, okay, phone is off and locked. We can talk about it now. So yeah, okay. So WMFD, you're on TV, and they got all the coolest reporters there, and How do you think you stack up against them? Like,
Oh, I think our personalities far outweigh the value.
I mean,
that
you
they
got
have.
G-Man and Storm, and
We have a good mixture of young and
you got a
new.
lot. I just don't know all of you. I said G-Man and Storm, but you have a lot of talent, and I was just messing with you.
We got
but,
some old G's from
but-
around this area. Brian Harder gives us instant credibility. Greg Collins is
Right.
arguably one of the 5 best coaches to ever come out of this area. So those two, such unique, great personalities,
Yeah.
good combo. Bruce Wyrick brings
Yep.
a lot to the table. Travis Berardi's got a few years in here invested. He's so loved out at some of these little schools around our area. I think it's so awesome.
That is
Honestly,
cool.
he gets love. They roll out the red carpet for him. And they
Well,
love
he
hearing
loves
from him.
it. He loves what he does, and that's really cool. Like,
And then me. I mean,
absolutely loves it.
I've
Right.
got 13 or 14 years experience
Right.
doing this job in this area.
Right.
So I see a lot of kids that I covered back in the day, and then there's
Yeah.
always the new breed that's coming up. So it does keep it exciting that it's a new batch, and then some of the other kids when they come back from college
Yeah.
or whatever. Now they're grown-ups. I'll see them out, having a couple, soda pops at the adult area.
Does
and it's
Brian
cool.
does Brian in this new world, does he stay online, or does he go primetime? Not primetime, like cable. How is that? How do you even go cable? How do you just be like, I want to start a cable?
I don't want to. We got offered that during football season, actually, from a place over in Ashland that wanted to put our live streams on there. And I just think that I like the live and free. I like Facebook. I like
Yeah.
YouTube. YouTube is dominating everything in terms of
Yeah,
video
I
and
agree.
how you absorb it these days. It's so
Yeah.
easy to get on your phone. You can get on your TV. You can get it on your tablet. So that's the future.
Plug to YouTube for teaching me most of what I know and most of what I've seriously
Straight up. And we're looking to do some stuff too. I know here soon on YouTube we're gonna put out some small little clips showcasing what we can do with some of our video production,
Yeah.
our cameras, and our editing software and stuff.
We have the team to do it. You have the team to do it. Like
We do.
with you got some pretty talented people. How many people total do you have just kind of tampering around here, like both full time and part time?
Our normal day-to-day, we have 7 people that are just, this is their main thing, is that they do OH.Report. And then we have a lot of freelancers. That's well into the double figures.
And
because
you're
of the
talking like
commentary.
announcers and stuff, like, or
Announcers, camera people. We have a
Sure.
couple that can video produce, run our computers, and
Sure.
mix the audio and stuff like that too. So on our biggest day, we're between 20 and 25.
That's pretty cool.
It's fun, and especially on a Friday night when we have all them football games going, and we know that we are the premier spot for sports in this area. It's not close. We're putting out pictures from every single game. We got you pumped up. We get locker room access. We get interviews like nobody else
Right.
around
You're
here
right.
for a lot of areas. And this is the one thing that I think is my favorite part about what we're doing here, small and branching out, is we have people come up to us all the time that are outside of our area. We don't cover their teams, and they say that they indulge OH.Report. We have the best coverage. They don't know these teams. They don't know these players, these
Yep.
coaches or nothing, but the product's so good
Yep.
that they'll tune in and they'll know a little bit now about
Yeah.
our Mansfield area schools.
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, what is really cool is that like you just said, there are people for each of their home teams around here sitting at home, like loving your thing, and you're giving that to them completely
Right in the
free.
palm of your hand.
Right in the palm of your hand, completely free.
Live and free.
You can cast it to your TV. I think like more people should learn how to do. I feel like that's something that we need to teach the world how to do. Cast to a
So
TV.
simple too, and I think that the older generation, it's not that big of a deal for them now. Just get the app. Almost everybody has a smartphone. We've
Yeah.
moved past like
the
3-4
little-
years
the-
ago where some people still had them flips.
Yeah.
Nah, everyone's right here. So
Yep.
you just pull up YouTube.
If you can,
boom,
if you
SmartCast.
can watch it on your phone, if you're flipping through Facebook and you see, oh, the OH.Report, this, don't think to yourself, you can only watch this on your phone, like, right? So, okay, that was a little
Put it anywhere. Anywhere where internet can be had, Mark. That's what I tell people. You can have this on the internet real soon. Get you some Tigers gear.
All right, so let's see. Are you taking the blue pill or the red pill?
I take the red pill. Yeah, I want to be involved. I want to see what it's all about, and I know it's going to come with some big life-changing. Everything's different then,
Yeah.
but I want that. I want to know what it's like on the other side, and then how do I progress from there? Could I be the one that makes it? Glad you asked that, Mark. Great, tough question.
If you go back to any time period, what would it be?
Yeah, we had this great talk, and I think we came up with top 3 circumstances that I would like to see, and definitely I think it would have to be Jesus' crucifixion and or the day that he rose. It'd probably be even cooler just to be hanging out outside of that, that mountain grave where the stone rolled away and he rose. That'd be amazing to see. I think the Wild West at some point in the 1800s, incredible. And then I need to go back to the day that they rolled out the ancient pyramids and the Sphinx and stuff. That's probably actually at different times, but what were they thinking? What was the value of those pyramids? I want to know on day one, hey, we're taking tickets, come on in, and it does this, and this is why. Because there's so many theories, great, amazing theories.
Yeah. And
I would like to be the person that has the scoop on that it's like, contraire, mon frere.
Yeah, I actually do have the scoop on the pyramids. Yeah. So,
cool. Break some news.
So there was it was a massive civilization, right? There's Egyptians, and they were talking in gibberish, and not gibberish, in hieroglyph, but their words, right? And they were pushing stone, but they had alien technology. There were little people,
or not maybe huge people. That's also been a theory, to be able to move some of those stones without the machinery. Ginormous.
Yeah, giants are a thing too. How amazing would it be to see a giant? Like they talk about in the Bible, like David killed Goliath, but he could have just been like a Tyson Fury looking dude. So
sure,
I'd
like to hope that there were dragons.
But I mean,
back in the day.
things. Okay, so the things but you hear these things about these giants, and then all of these different theories that there's somebody out there is just hiding them, and covering it up. These kids dug up, these giants with massive skulls. But for some reason, it just feels like we're not ready for it. That the government's like, nope.
Sounds like America to me. Seems to be a lot of mysteries and secrets behind
I want to know
doors.
the mysteries.
Because there's people that like to feel like they're classified in the know that nobody else is.
Yeah, but you also have to think as much, because I'm such a devil's advocate. It's freaky to think about these things, and it's almost super convinced. I'm almost convinced to my bones. But you got to realize there's a job for everything in this world. There is a job for hundreds and hundreds of people to push these ideas and to push these weird things to think about. So are we getting pushed a narrative from every direction that we just we believe, or is are we just a nice democratic nation? We got nice democratic values. There's a nice Republican Party, a nice Democrat. They haven't been
I don't know if it's so nice anymore. Things have really changed in that scope.
Yeah. See, I think that just the Democratic and Republican parties, this is going political, and I never do it. This is only going to be a hot take. 20 minutes into a podcast, probably a couple people are going to watch. They've just been ingrained for too long since American history that they've just trying to fight each other.
Let's get rid of the parties. Let's just have people run for president.
It's just like there's just people are mine, like just
and Congress and all that. Just open.
Just Let's get let's get somebody.
Get the label gun put away, and let's.
I think we need to break into
people.
Countries, dude. I think it's too much. The federal government has too much power. Let's just break into countries. Let's do Ohio's Ohio, Michigan's Michigan, Texas. Of course, they don't mind at all if they're Texas. They'll be Texas.
To a certain extent, we do that. We have lots of our policies and our municipalities are able to act as their own independent thing. So even just how we're just within the United States, even here in Mansfield, we have our own different democratic system that's put in place. I think it's okay. I just feel like we're at one of the worst times, period, of a long, long time of the government just having too much power, too many secrets, and like you're saying, they just don't want us to know because it's for your own good type of thing. That's too bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are going on in the world that just aren't in the modern day.
And you're not allowed to get that anymore. Absolutely not. There are so many things that are tied politically to the narratives that we have in the media, and there's a lot of things that are just taken as truth that are so far off of what actually happened or what is happening or what will happen, because that's how it's put by our democratic media. I think that we're in a weird place right now, man. I'm telling you, 2022 is a crazy time with the vaccine and everything, and the back and forth on that. The mask
that is kind of like the
mandates.
biggest weird thing I think right now in this world is like
the
vaccine and like them forcing you to get this vaccine. You really,
and
you're
saying
just
that they have. We know this. You don't know long term. That's so unfair to try to categorize that and then pass it for science. And what do we hear though every day, Mark? Follow the numbers, follow the science. That's not what's happening. Not here in the United States. Otherwise, they really wouldn't be forcing this on people. We were just in a situation we and you were too, where they were making sure that you had your vaccine card or you weren't able to participate. And that's fine if they can give you a test and you take it and you produce a negative COVID. But at the same time, forcing you to have a card to do certain things. I just saw that out in Colorado where they wouldn't allow you to participate.
Yeah, like,
that's too far.
They really want. There are a few governors and mayors and things like in DC. I just heard one the other day that wants to make it so where you check out at a grocery store, and if you don't show your vaccine passport, you don't get the groceries. That's when the world around here at least burns. People start. It's not good. That's not going to be good, but. So that won't happen. That's extreme. That's radical. That's radical. But I mean, it's so weird. Why are we still pushing the vaccine? We're already a year past the rollout. It's good. It's herd immunity now. Or we just do we need more vaccines so we can start creating more variants? That's a weird question too, and that's pushing boundaries. But it's just like, let's just get it over with. The Omnicrocks isn't as bad as.
Just let people choose.
It's not as bad, right?
That's what America's founded on. Hey, you just got the choice. Do it or don't. Don't make me feel bad one way or the other. Just make sure that it's for the best for you and your family. How many times do people say that that's true, but then they'll criticize you if you're on one side of the fence or the other? That's not fair. If we want to be this big country where we have evolved a lot, I give our younger people a ton of credit. We're a big, loving society, I think more now than ever. But at the same time, we're also a really wicked one because you can shoot some arrows right into somebody's eyeball with your phone, and that's just not fair.
A lot of people say it's the death of comedy. I
think there's a resurgence though, and I think the good ones like.
But what's funny? There's nothing allowed to be funny anymore. We can't make fun of a lot of things because we get canceled, and that's the way they want it to be, and we just a lot of things are gonna be different. So I think maybe just gotta find different things to be funny at. But if you being funny is could hurt somebody in some way every single time because that's why it's funny, I guess, right?
Yeah, you have to approach it from the understanding that they're trying to get a rise and a reaction out of you. You have to cross boundaries in order for things typically to be funny. There's not that many
and just
being super pure jokes.
Right. No, there's none. There's none. If you
as long as you say it from a place of love, and that's
right.
What I'm
saying. They canceled Chappelle.
He'll be back. I hope.
I mean, he's doing. I'm sure he's gonna have his own other media outlets. Yeah. But
he's got that place. He's got that ranch here in Ohio. You just go see him, pay your ticket. Yeah. You get out on the farm. Sounds dope. I want to.
So yeah.
Our producer
let us
Jory.
Do what we want. I'm not gonna get a vaccine. And here's something. This is something different. We got the Omnicrocks, right? So what is it actually called? I call it the Omnicrocks, and it's because so I just think, doesn't it sound like something like the Decepticons would have put out?
And that's where you're going with this.
That's where I'm going with it. I hear somebody say Omnicrocks. I think Decepticons launching this into this system. Maybe that is how this all started.
Megatron's on the move right now.
Omnicrocks, dude, that sounds that sounds Decepticon-y.
Where's Megan Fox when you need her? We need her on the case right now, right?
Yeah. Her and MGK.
Yeah. I trust those two to save the world, wouldn't you? If you're going to put it into the hands of two people, what better than MGK?
I would guess they're both Decepticons. I would say they're both Decepticons.
They're a part of it.
They are 100% Decepticons.
So how many people on Earth do you feel like are not fully humans? We know that there's a few that Elon's
are not fully. Elon's for sure.
People no,
I seen a full. I was just
LeBron
watching.
James can't be fully human.
No, he's probably not.
Something different.
He's probably not. Elon definitely is a little bit different as far as genetic code. He's got a little bit of different genetic code.
Probably a lot of.
You already know I'm a freak fan of Elon, of course, and there's no way he's
You know what I'm a freak fan of? Our guy Hayden Gray. He took a snowblower, he pushed it down the block from his house. This is a true story, folks.
That's how you know you're running a successful company, when you have people just do it. 'Cause stepping outside the box.
And I didn't even offer to tip him or nothing. We're going to buy you lunch now, buddy, that you're in here. I see he's a little bit worn out. He needs a pick-me-up.
He didn't even ask for anything. If that were me...
Jory said she was going to slap him a 20,
Brian.
so we try to take care of ours.
If I was Hayden, I would already have a price negotiated out by the time I was coming down here.
Yeah, he'll probably slip into my DMs later, so it'll be 45.
No, I would have already had that number pinned out. Like, look, Brian, like I'm gonna need 150.
Yeah.
Like, no.
So after Megan Fox saves the world from the Decepticons, then what's next?
No. She is a Decepticon.
So oh yeah, and
They're
MGK
definitely
too.
evil, bro.
So
if
we
I would say
need-
somebody's evil, I would say it's them.
We need the yang to their yin to try to figure out and solve this puzzle.
You know who's actually gonna break out and realize that he's a really good dude? Shia Labeouf.
That's going to be our savior.
That Shia Labeouf is gonna come in and take down MGK.
In the
Take
streets.
down, and it's like, look, we're coming back. After we get fooled by MGK and Megan Fox that they're saving it, they're like, oh no, psych, we're getting rid of everything. You guys are done.
That's just Bumblebee.
And then Shia LaBeouf,
with our hero.
right? Shia LaBeouf comes in with Bumblebee. That.
He's a pretty good actor, actually.
Yeah.
Where do you fall on the Shia LaBeouf train? Are you like up at the front, like, I'll watch another movie that he's in, or are you just kind of like in the middle, like,
No,
if it's on my airplane?
As far as Shia LaBeouf goes, like, one of my first videos, I did the recreation of, the Just Do It, and behind the green screen, and I love Shia LaBeouf. I do.
Nice. Yeah, we were playing around with the green screen today. I do look forward to the video coming out. I have not done dance moves on camera. I don't know if maybe ever, but I threw some down today.
Yeah, my idea was to have Brian get on the green screen, and then, this is an idea I want to tell you, Jory, just so we can break this idea out. Everybody that announces at some point should come in here, get behind the green screen, and just go nuts dancing. And then, you take them behind, and every time somebody is announcing, you can kind of throw their little mini picture on the bottom right, just dancing. You just shrink them down real low and just have like a real tiny Brian and Jory or whoever. Yeah.
Hey, I know OH.Report. We got the moves, man.
Right.
Like we're not.
You
hiding
got the
anything.
move, or it could just be a little cut, a little something. But I feel like if you're in this business, you're gonna be on radio, you're gonna be on camera, like you can at least break it down for 10 seconds for the as part of your
purposes for this video,
as part of your job.
Shout out Kid Anatra trying to make it out of your hometown Crestline. So we're all in his corner and we're trying to push his new single. It's called Purple Chrome. I got a version of that's going to be dropping here in a couple of days. It's already available if you want to get it on iTunes, but we're going to have some dance moves to it. We're going to have some basketball highlights, the top plays of the week, the top cuts, as we're going to call them, and we're going to start pushing out some local artists here on OH.Report. So that's breaking news that we haven't told anybody yet. This is going to be the first one.
And I'm sure, they say you need 10 years to master, or maybe even, I'm sure there's going to be a point in time when you guys have gotten sports down so damn good that you can just...
We're just year 3 right now, so we need,
right.
What, you're saying 7?
I would say 5.
Okay.
I would say after 5, you guys are just like, you got your schools down, you got, people are just, coming out, please let me on your show, and you're like, get away, get
Once
away.
they start
We already
begging,
got
we'll
people.
start opening up the doors.
We already got people, it's all right. So then around that time, you're going to just start, venturing out, maybe making people famous.
All right, real quick, since he's on my lap right now, I got a 6-year-old. This is a kid that goes to Mansfield Spanish Immersion School. His name's NJ. He is my second ranked child in terms of my favorites, and my second born too. So just go ahead and say something.
Hi, my name's Michael, and I go to Spanish immersion school, so I learn Spanish.
Tell us something we need to know.
Yeah.
Give us a quick little Spanish.
Yeah.
For all of our viewers out there,
Can you
teach them
sing
something.
Spanish? Can you sing anything in Spanish?
You can say the Pledge of Allegiance, can't you? Yeah. Ready? Here.
Sing it.
Hand over my heart. Bring it.
I don't know how.
How does it start? And then I'll take over.
No.
Lunes Martes. I think those are days of the week.
Yeah.
All right, so what's going to be your top priority of the day if we're not going to sing in
See you
Spanish?
tomorrow night.
What does a
that
6-year-old
says?
look forward to, and what are you trying to do today? Since you got this is a snow day for these kids today. So since you're home all day, what do you need to do?
I just want to go sledding with my mom, and me and my sister. so we can go.
Notice I was not invited.
The sledding hill.
Okay, well, why don't you go grab your mom and your sister, and you guys can go sledding. I'm going to finish this podcast. All right, so back to the tough questions. Where are we at?
Tough questions. Let's see. I think we're about there.
A little bit closer to your mic.
What tough questions? I don't know. Okay, what's your favorite school to shoot?
Ooh, I don't know.
Should I even say that? Should I? Dude, you don't have to answer. That's too.
I picked my favorite gym, and it was kind of solidified.
Yeah, okay, your favorite gym. Yeah, that's cool.
On Saturday night, I did get to go over to Mac Morrison Gym. It's in North Robinson, Ohio. There's no stoplights there. It's a great school, Colonel Crawford, and they just have a dope setup. It's a small little cracker box gym, but they get the student section behind there. The cheerleaders always get into it. They have this
you said Colonel Crawford?
Colonel Crawford, man. They just got it going on, man.
Shout out to Colonel Crawford. That's where little Archie's gonna go.
It's gonna be a fun time for him. He should definitely get into basketball. David Sheldon, I feel like is gonna be around for about at least 10 more years. He just seems like one of those coaches.
Can you stay another
building
20?
a legacy
Or another 18?
He can at least get in his biddy program. He can be one of the little Eagles.
Okay,
and that'll be beneficial for your boy. So I don't have like a favorite school. Like there have been so many great classes.
You shouldn't. Yeah,
that have come through
year by year, right?
And that's what I'll remember more is teams. Like since I got on Tiger Gear today, the class of 2020, and then that football team, the personalities on that in terms of OH.Report, dude, they were so good. Like the Lexington teams that had Cade Stover, there were some other really fun players. A lot of them ended up playing football at Denison, and that coaching staff. You know, I have great memories of that. Like Shelby right now, they've had a group of girls that we've been covering their whole careers now on OH.Report. We've been unfolding it, and their coaching staff is great. So I'll remember the teams and the personalities together.
You know what I think is cool, and I think you got to look forward to?
Brendan Armstrong in the league, in the NFL. Yeah, it's going to be dope. Keep going, though.
Yep, that too. But the fact that, you know, you've been in this for 3 years, and just like in, say, like 5 to 7 years, like these 6th and 7th graders that are watching their big brothers play basketball and watching the OH.Report down in the student section and just really living and growing with it. Like, I think the longer and longer you do it, I'm sure you've already seen it, the more kind of, comfortability you'll get from the people too, so just reminder, I guess, to keep pushing for the fans, Like them have a great time.
That's why we do it, man. Live and free. That way people can watch it. They don't have to worry about how they're going to watch it. Just pull up Facebook or YouTube. We're here for you. We want to cover your teams, and we want to get to know the personalities and the players and the coaches, and then in turn sometimes some parents, man. So it's great. The administrators at the school, we always have to know ADs and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's a big collective family here at the OH.Report, and the teams that contract with us, or even that we just cover on a consistent basis, it does feel like a small little family group when we get over there, because we try to interact as much as we can with the people. So I'm glad that you brought that up. And it is going to be fun, I think, for the kids here in the future generations, that right now, since we don't do some of the younger biddy or middle school,
they're waiting for it,
JV or freshman, you got to get on varsity, and they're waiting for their time, where they can be on that MVP interview. Yeah, standing by with the player.
That's what I'm
game.
saying, dude.
What shout out do you want to give?
That anticipation. What a kid that's been watching OH.Report on the field. They don't cover my sixth grader games. I can't wait till I can be on the OH.Report. 6 years later, they've been waiting 6 years for this.
That's what we're hoping.
They may go nuts.
That's what we want to produce over here. And we're getting the studio now into a place where we finally, I think, got it set up today. We got this big rug under here. We're going to start getting some stationary cameras, some lighting that's going to stay in this area. We're going to be able to funnel folks down here too, and they will want to be a part of the fun house. We got a couple games going on. Like,
you just started with all this, man. As I said, another couple years, man. This place is going to be serious.
Fun.
It'll be seriously
It'll be real fun.
So I'm glad I'm a part of the ride. Thanks for answering the tough questions with me, Brian. And I'll think this next couple, however long we got to think of some more tough questions for you.
I'll be back. I'll be here. I'm always here, almost every day.
All right, man.
All right. Good, because I gotta pee.